I'm somebody who eats too much and exercises too little because I don't really have the time between work and housework and kids.
Who are you? Where are you from?
So I'm Phil. I'm from England, a bit of an addict when it comes to smart home gear. As an investigator on a major crime team, so dealing with murders and the like. One week you might be dealing with something involving organised criminals and a death that's arisen from that. Another week you may be dealing with a drugs overdose where someone else has delivered the fatal injection.
So why did you start? You said you kind of started a couple of years ago. Why did you start automating?
It started literally with needing a dimmer switch for my son's room. You're going in to give him a feed, you don't want to turn the light on full blast, and it was just thinking, how do I go about this? I got one of the Philips Hue dimmer kits, which was just the white bulb and the remote, no hub, no nothing, no remote connectivity. I expanded from just my son's room into other rooms in the house. So we went into the lounge in our bedroom, the garage, and then most recently outside in my daughter's room as well. The heating system, I'm the sort of person who thinks a lot before I make a decision on a purchase. And I sort of narrowed it down between Nest and Hive. And ultimately I went with Hive because I work shifts. My wife's hours are all over the place with young kids and only working part-time. And I really didn't feel that any of the learning element from Nest was going to add value to us. I've actually got the thermostat here, so that's one of the thermostats there. There's actually two of them in my house because we have dual zone. It's literally, the display is hidden behind the actual glass itself. Why I narrowed it down to those two was because the thermostats offer you full control of the system, whereas a lot of them, it requires the app, it requires you to use that to control things. And the other advantage of Hive is it's all wireless, so it's literally just runs on batteries in the back. And it uses the Zigbee protocol. The receiver connects to the boiler itself, and then the thermostat uses Zigbee to a hub wired into the router. There's no direct power option. It always needs batteries to run. But I've had this for 18 months and I haven't changed the batteries on it yet. So now they've got a whole ecosystem, door sensors, motion sensors, indoor and outdoor cameras, smart plugs. So this is one of their smart plugs there. And it's very much standard smart plug, that's what it is, but it's Zigbee, so it connects direct to the hub. So it's not Wi-Fi over the network, so it keeps it off your network. Thermostatic radiator valve. And there's a reason that's not on my radiator, and that's because it's broken. Their most recent release, and I had to take a screwdriver to this last night to get it off my radiator. So I've had a bit of a 24 hours with Hive over there in terms of getting it right, but this is their latest product, and the idea is you can control temperature in individual rooms. I've never really been a fan of alarm systems and cameras generally, but then my parents got burgled in my family home where I grew up in, and that affected me as well as them. The sense of anger you feel that if somebody's gone onto your property. And so I bought the Nest Cam IQ for outdoors, and I fitted that to the back of my house and angled it so it gave me a nice view across the back of my property. So that was my next purchase. And then I wanted to cover the front of the house as well. I went for the Nest Hello because there weren't too many hardwired options in the UK at the time, and I was already in the Nest ecosystem. That has been absolutely rock solid since I installed it, which I've been really pleased with.
And your Nest IQ, how do you find that camera?
I really like it. The picture's good, the night vision's good. The HDR doesn't seem quite as good as with the Nest Hello. So I've got the Harmony Hub, which I use for the TV in our front room. And as a little bonus, I've got a Roku upstairs. And because that's using the direct connection with Wi-Fi as opposed to using the IR, I can control that upstairs as well. I can turn my TV on up there and turn it off and completely browse the Roku interface using Google Home or using my phone or using whatever. So Philips Hue outside motion sensors, because they came out last year, I think it was. Took this one off the fence earlier. This is the indoor one, and that's the outdoor one. So there's a significant difference in size. The way my lights are set up, they come on at night anyway, but at a low level. And then when the motion detector picks up motion, it turns the lights on 100%. And then when the motion has stopped for 2 minutes, then it will dim them back down again to that lower level. Yeah, I bought the Sonos One when it came out. promise of Google Assistant integration. And obviously it went on and on and on and on and on. And it's still not launched in the UK. Well, I changed my country to the US on the account, and it works fine. Yeah, it's going, to be honest with you. I think I've got so many other little Google speakers around the house, minis and the hub. I kind of feel like I'm not going to build a second system with Sonos. So I'm going to wait till the Nest Hub Max comes out. Again, I think we've had this conversation in comments as well. I'm going to wait till the Hub Max comes out and see what that sort of sounds like. And maybe I'll pick one of them up. Maybe I'll pick up a Home Max. So I've got the hub in the bedroom, which I really like, just by the bed, works as a picture frame, radio, listen to some music, and just as the device to control lights, the TV, etc. We've got a mini in the lounge at the moment in our front room, and then two more of them, one in each of the kids' rooms as well. But I've got my Withings Wi-Fi scale up in our ensuite, and one of their activity tracking watches that I wear pretty much constantly. There's not a whole lot of integration with other things in terms of it, but there's only so much integration that you sort of need with things like that. And the other thing I've got is the tile trackers on my keys, but they're not perfect. The Google Home integration is very old school, ask tile to do something rather than just asking directly.
What's been your biggest struggle, and what's been the most positive things?
At the moment, something's going on a bit with Google, because this morning my speaker in the bedroom, my hub in the bedroom, is just not listening to anything I'm saying, and I'm seeing the words appear on the screen. The indoor one, which I've got in my garage, because when we go through the side door in there, it's dark, you can't see, it's nighttime, there's kids' toys everywhere, and the light switch is on the other side of the garage. So to get to it, you've got to walk through all that, fall over 5 times, and then feel around for the light switch. And this thing's been brilliant. The base is magnetic, just stick straight to the garage door, put it on there, you walk in the door, lights on. With the Hue system, they grey out in the Hive app. So it was very obvious to me every time I was opening it up, this light's offline, this light's offline, this light's offline. And the way I solved that was a bit of a roundabout way, which was Google Wi-Fi, because I was able to move my hub from the front room where it was to here, and that solved all of those issues.
What automation do you wish existed but doesn't yet for you?
I wish that somebody would build a window cleaning robot that could just take care of my house. That is what I want. That is what I want more than anything. I hate cleaning windows.
The outdoor ones I could see not being that hard. It's the indoor ones that I struggle with a little bit. Like, you've got to scale that wall more or less, or you've got to fly up to that wall more or less. And we're not there as a society, I think, just yet. But outdoors, I'm all in on that. I've been thinking that because I got windows that are high up, and quite frankly, Phil, I'm not doing it. So I got to hire someone when they're that dirty. Yeah. So no, I'm on board.